Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the chairman, president, and CEO of Harmony Bank. He's going to talk about his industry, and he's also going to talk about why it's so critical these days to have a great banking relationship. His journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, if you are a business owner, it is absolutely critical that you have a great business relationship with your banker. And these days, not all banks are built the same. You can have these huge banks and you just feel like a number. And then you can also bank with a banker who knows what he's doing and really pays attention to his customers. And by that, I mean Bill Lowe. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Harmony Bank. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it.
All right, well, why don't we start with your journey? When did you get into banking?
I started on my 20th birthday, which is, let's just say, over 40 years ago. I won't say any more than that.
Now, how did you start out?
I actually started out, my first job in banking was raising the flag and running a mail machine.
Really? So you've really done every job in the bank?
Every one, yes, sir.
Outstanding. And the industry obviously has gone through many, many changes. Tell us what separates Harmony Bank from others.
Sure. Well, we're a community bank, and as such, community banks are completely different than the large money center banks. We think those folks have a place in the industry. I think they have a job to do, but they don't have time to get to know people or their business. They don't have time to, do a lot of community support because they're, again, across the United States, whereas our bank is basically in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Sure, and you've got some exciting news because the last time you were on my show a couple of years ago, it was Texas Brand Bank.
Yes, sir.
So talk about the latest developments.
Sure. Well, we actually, about 3 weeks ago, completed our merger with Harmony Bank N.A., which is based in Kemp, Texas. As part of this merger, we have changed our name to Harmony Bank, but we're now a state bank, which doesn't really mean anything to anybody else except people in banking.
And what does that allow you to do? You've become much larger.
We have. The merger doubled our size, more than doubled our number of banking offices, and doubled our loan limit.
Wow. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, let's talk about the idea that even though you've gotten much bigger, it doesn't mean you lose that personal touch. Why is that so important?
Well, first of all, even though we've doubled in size, as banks go, we're still a very small bank. Just to put it in perspective, we have about $700 million in assets. J.P. Morgan Chase has $3.7 trillion in assets.
Gotcha. Okay. And I've just noticed that, since we've seen these headlines, and obviously this is, what happened at, Silicon Valley banks does not reflect on what happens here in Texas. But a lot of people in your industry get fearful during times like this, and they start to become more judicious with who they loan money to. Does that allow you to start building some good relationships with new customers?
Absolutely. We're very excited about the possibility. I think you're being a little too charitable. In times like these, a lot of banks completely exit the lending market. And so we're able to entertain more offers, talk to more people. Not to say we won't be picky and choosy, all banks are, because not all banks are everything to everybody. A lot of banks have specialties.
Yes.
But we're real excited about the chance to expand our market, expand our customer base with people that, their banks aren't listening to them.
Yeah. And I can vouch as a customer. Bill has my trust, and I love his bank because he's accessible. I mean, you really haven't lost sight of what's really important, and every customer wants to feel special. Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's the way I was raised in the industry. I've done nothing ever but work for small community banks, and by doing so, I think you have to get close to your customers. You have to learn to know them, their business, their families, all that good stuff. And we are just very excited for the opportunity that we think is out there for us right now.
And you've got all kinds of testimonies. I found one that was taped about a year ago. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Hi, my name is Mike McCrae. I'm the president and CEO of Fun for All Management. We're a small restaurant company, and we're here today at Table 13, our fine dining restaurant in Addison, Texas. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Texas Brand Bank and what a great bank they are. Texas Brand Bank has made loans for me in 3 of my restaurants, Table 13, Stan's Blue Note, and Doty's Cajun Diner. They're a small bank, but they're full service. They can help you with any of your needs. When the pandemic hit and they closed down all the restaurants in the state of Texas, Bill Lowe, the president of the bank, called me before I even had a chance to call him and said, what can we do to help? They helped me with extending my loan out so that I wasn't crushed by the financial burden when all the restaurants were closed. Bill is just such a great guy. I can call him anytime. He always takes my phone call and is always there to help me.
And Bill, that your relationship with Mike is very similar to your relationship with other customers, isn't it?
Yeah, probably hundreds, actually. We like to get to know people, as I said earlier. We like to understand their business and help them with it. And, frankly, in banking, being able to help somebody doesn't always mean saying yes. Sometimes we think it makes more sense to say no. And it does give me a little bit of pleasure if you tell somebody no and they get, a little tweaked off about it, and then they come back later and said, you were right. That was a good decision. And so, but one of the things we're doing, have already done, as I said, with this merger, we've changed our name, but it's still the same people, it's still the same service, it's still the same bank that it was before here in Dallas, just with a new name.
Yeah. Any CEO is only as good as their team. I want to give you a chance to brag about the kind of associates that you attract.
Sure. We have an outstanding team. Until 3 weeks ago, I had 40 employees. As of today, I have 110. So that's a little bit different. But most of them have been with us for a long time. And we try to hire people that are dedicated to customer service, that are friendly, et cetera. You certainly need talented people. You need people with skills. But it's our belief, my belief particularly, that you can teach people a skill or a job, but you can't teach them to be nice.
Sure.
And they either are or they're not. And that's what we look for going in, is people that are customer oriented, customer centric, and want to help people out.
Last time you were on my show a couple of years ago, we spent some time talking about how you guys were dedicating resources to underserved communities. Mm-hmm. Can you talk more about that?
Sure. Well, we have opened branches in several underserved communities. The first one was in the Cedar Southside section of Dallas. We opened back in 2018, and as far as we know, we're the only bank there. In 2019, we opened in Deep Ellum, and we're the only bank there. And in 2022, we opened a branch in Bishop Arts. Now, there is another bank there, but it's a very large bank, not a small one like ours.
Wow.
So we think that, having offices in those areas that are underserved, underbanked, makes a lot of sense.
And what was it about the way Harmony Bank was run that made it so attractive for you?
Sure. Well, the ownership, the owner of Harmony Bank was a friend of mine for many, many years. We actually went to school together. And knowing that they ran their bank very much like ours, that were, again, customer-centric, customer-oriented, customer service.
Outstanding.
Because at the end of the day, that's really the only difference between banks, if you think about it. I mean, every bank makes loans, takes deposits, interest is not that far different. And so the only thing that you have that's different from anybody, for any bank, this one over that one, is the service that you get from your bank.
Outstanding. In the little time we have left, Bill, I want you to talk to the prospective customer, the person who's not banking with you yet. Why should they consider moving their business over to you?
Well, again, I think that I would say as a customer, as a bank client, ask yourself if you're happy with your bank. Are they doing what you want? Are they listening to you? Are they providing services, providing advice? Do they have all the things that you need and want in this modern world? Do they have a strong online banking system? Do they have a strong treasury department? Do they have, are they willing to make loans? right now, as I said, I know for a fact that there's several banks that have just literally stopped making loans.
Wow.
And we're not in that mode. So, if you're unhappy with your bank, give us a call. We'd be happy to try to help you.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. We're going to end with the website, harmony.bank. The great Bill Lowe. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.